Hey, morning. It is 8 a.m. and today is my first day off from work in a couple days, and I wrote a new short film. And by that I mean I wrote a poem that I'm going to shoot a short film around. The formatting of this one's going to be a little strange. I wanted to make the poem spoken through a series of actual real songs. That's going to be a little tricky because, I'm gonna have to be cutting really rapidly between these songs, and some of the lyrics in this poem are a little specific. So, I'm gonna be spending all of today compiling a fuck ton of songs. That's probably gonna be what all of today is. So, I figured I'd chronicle that. It has been 9 days. I'm now about 80% finished, and it's actually getting a lot harder now because we're getting to very specific words. And there's also like just nitty gritty words, like, a bunch of thes or ands. And like, I want to pick songs that I care slightly less about in the context of what I'm trying to do for the film, that I could use as fillers for those tiny words.
I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city... I know. Sleeps.
Okay, so this is just as much a production diary now as anything, because I just finished this. The first thing I did was I took a gold Sharpie and I just kind of drew the pattern. Then I just, at the edges, burned and cut around as much as I could. Tried not to do it too much, but I kind of like how this ended up looking. And then I took a hot glue gun to it and just kind of filled in as many of the cracks as I could. Not all of them, but, just enough to give it that kind of three-dimensional depth feel. Like the light will now hit the cracks in some parts and will give it a sort of a 3D feel, which is what I'm kind of going for here. And just like that, the prop work is finished. Happy with everything that I ended up doing. I did the record, I did a CD, and I did a tape. I worked on the script a little bit. I might try to finish it either tomorrow or later this week, because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and then I work Black Friday, and I work Saturday. And I'm probably going to be a tired nightmare by Sunday. So we'll see. We'll see how much script work I can get done. I also worked on some minor promotional material stuff. Obviously, I haven't started shooting the thing with Lucy yet, but I had basically done a mock-up design, so to speak, where I took 2 quick pictures of myself based on what I wanted, and I made these. So these are the ones with me. We'll see what the ones with Lucy end up looking like. Very exciting for me. I love working on these things. These are my favorite things to do on my downtime. So I'm finished compiling all of the songs, and in total it ended up being over 360 songs. I'm currently in the process of putting everything together. So clearly the process of working on the song editing has been kind of tiring me out a little bit because I keep taking breaks. But that's okay, because the stuff I've been doing on the break has been also really helpful. I just more or less just finished up with this attic set, and I've set things up as best I can. I think the shots I get for this should be pretty good, but I will have to film very particularly. I'm gonna try to treat this like a stage, where there is a fourth wall, and I definitely don't want to cross that line in that sense. It's a lot like the 180-degree rule line, so I'm just pretty much doing regular movie stuff. What am I saying? I also did more prop work today. Again, really fun to do. I like doing prop work. I like doing set building. I don't know, this might be the new thing that I like doing. It feels like a problem-solving thing, and I still do like editing, but this is definitely like, just lately, when it's something like I care about, like the mise-en-scène suddenly becomes something that I become really invested in, and I really have been enjoying that with this one. I think mise-en-scène might be the thing in this film that I'm stressing myself, that I'm not. I feel like mise-en-scène specifically in this film might be the thing I'm honing in on, that I'm like trying to get more practice at. And I don't know, so far so good. Little books. That immediately makes any attic look lived in. Just a fucking pile of books. Pay no mind to my current appearance, but so the basement set is looking pretty good. I think this might be what I try to do like semi-regularly, because I hate filming at home, because once I use a room, I don't want to see the same room again for a long time in my films, because it just kind of feels like all my films bleed together if that's the case. But if I'm doing like really intensive set dressing and like take the time, I think I'd be down to do this more. To use the same locations a couple extra times. But yeah, once again, it's gonna be like a stage. I don't want to film any of this. I don't want to film this. So the main two walls to shoot are gonna be these two right here. I still haven't done much extra for the song thing yet. I don't know, I stopped doing it and then I started doing other stuff for it, and then I realized just how tedious it felt, so I just kind of stopped. I have to get back on that soon. So this is a very unlike me thing to say, but I'm having a really rough day today. Personal brain fog, I don't know, something like that. But this is going really well, so I think those two things like simultaneously next to each other kind of make me seem like things are actually not going great. Everything inside is finished and written and drawn, which has been a lot of fun to actually work out all the details of that. Yeah, I'm almost done with pre-pro, which is dope. I'm gonna hopefully get started on shooting on Thursday with Lucy. Just want to take this quick second because I'm not feeling too great today. Jesus, this is not something I usually do. As always, just wanted to take this second to say, you know, if you have something that you want to do and don't feel as though you have the means to do a lot of it, just making little things could go, you know, a really long way to authenticate what you're doing. You know, Stan Frederick, very low budget, didn't really have the means to do a lot of stuff in that. But for season 3 especially, you know, doing things like making and printing book jackets for fake books. And, you know, just stuff like that. Prop work is a lot of fun, and it's a great way to, you know, authenticate what you're trying to do without having to have the biggest budget. They make doing stuff like this just sometimes helps the catharsis feel a little bit more... the only word in my brain is cathartic, and I don't want to say it because I would say that the most offhandedly fascinating and also just like unnerving thing to do with this film thus far, at least when it's come to all the writing and the building, has been like centering it on an art form that I don't know anything about. A lot of people who know me artistically know that I have very little connection to music, historically speaking. I'm just not very well versed in it. I grew up with mostly popular music, but I wanted that included, especially in this. All of the music that I use and compile in the playlist that makes up Reverie's soundtrack, so to speak, are songs I grew up listening to. Whether they're songs I like now or not, whether they're songs that suck, and whether they're songs that I still listen to, or songs people have sent me recently. I wanted to just kind of do my best to make my entire musical identity known, and that's the scariest thing I feel I've done artistically so far, and I don't want to hold back, and I'm doing my best not to. Art is definitely catharsis, but also maybe it's like a little bit of comeuppance. I will not elaborate. So I'm currently on my way to pick up a Facebook Marketplace order. I don't own a CD player, which is odd, but yeah, this video is insurance, you know, just in case the guy that's gonna give me his CD player is a murderer. I live at 308 Negro Arroyo Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico. So the guy that sold it to me looked and sounded like the landlord from Spider-Man, which, you know, I gotta assume that it was him. I am I think I've run myself kinda exhausted this past week. I just spent the entirety of today doing the final prepping stuff for the film. The basement is set up. I have a setup with a mirror with tape on it where I shine a light into it, and it casts a stripe of light onto the couch, which is meant to be a visual reference to something, and I wanted to get that right, so I spent probably 2 hours on it. We're gonna jump right in tomorrow. Fuck.
Speaking of things we shouldn't read, it feels like the end of history as we know. It's just the end of the world.
First time calling action, working with Lucy. Here we go, and action.
It's not opening.
It's okay, it's okay.
I had the first one. I was gonna say, if you want me to have it, like, or if you want me to
I'm so sorry.
play eject again.
Play eject, and then we're gonna go through all the records.
Whole thing. Okay.
Yeah. Let me close the window because you're about to yell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why can't it be fucking quiet?
God, I hit record. All right. Well, I guess we're recording.
Cool.
The first day of shooting went awesome. The footage looks really great from what I've seen so far. I would say we're exactly halfway finished. And to be honest, the half that we did today was definitely the most taxing half. I think it's gonna be way easier for the second half, and we'll get a lot done. And I feel good. I feel really good about it. I think it's gonna look amazing. I genuinely think it's gonna look amazing. So what did we shoot? We shot 5 major scenes in 4 major locations, something like that.
A lot of masters.
A lot of masters, a lot of lighting issues. The lighting stuff was truly the most frustrating bit.
Well, neither of us being lighting people, I think we handled it very well.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. You did wonderfully. Thank you for your patience.
Of course.
On this. Well, we still have potential pickups and stuff. I'm gonna start the edit. I have a bunch of inserts and stuff that I shoot on my own. Once that's all figured out, and if there's anything else we need to shoot, I will call you. But if we aren't, then that's a wrap today, and that's a wrap in general for you for Reverie.
Nice.
Very cool.
That.
Fuck yeah. Woo! It is what I'm anticipating to be 2 days from Reverie's release, and I'm still filming pickups. So yeah, Reverie should hopefully be done in the next day or 2. I'm so happy about that. It's been a weird couple of months. My feelings regarding the film itself, the thematics of it, don't necessarily even apply anymore. But it was a moment in time. It was a moment in my life, and I want to make sure that I immortalize it, I guess. Alright, folks, let's figure this out. We're gonna jump right in tomorrow. Fuck. The best I feel I can do with my art, like this film and like fucking a dozen other films I've done in the past couple of years, is just dump my feelings in one place. They can be wrong. They often are. I want to feel comfort in being wrong for a second, and then be done with it, and try again, you know? You know, it just occurred to me that I should probably get to editing this behind the scenes video because I shot a lot for it.